What's up guys, it's Eric from B-Sonic. Today we have here a 2018 to 2021 Lexus NX with factory navigation. It also has a larger 10.3 inch screen. We're going to be installing CarPlay Android Auto retrofit. This is a plug and play install. It's very easy to install. I'll show you exactly how to remove the radios to get to the right connections. And once everything is connected, the device works wirelessly and wired. And on top of that, you get to retain all your factory controls, such as your backup camera and all the other factory functions. In addition to that, our device routes all the audio through the car's Bluetooth so that you could conveniently keep your phone to the Bluetooth audio source. And once you have the wireless set up, everything's going to connect automatically once you turn on the vehicle. So let's stop talking, let's get inside the car and let's show you how it's installed. All right, so now that we're in the vehicle, let me just go over some few things before we start. I'm gonna go over some of the tools we're gonna be using today. We're going to use a 10mm socket with a small extension. We're also going to have a ratchet just in case, and we're going to use a flathead screwdriver to help remove some of the clip. We also have a panel removal tool, a plastic one, so that you don't mess up your interior. Today we're going to be working on the model with the 10.3 inch screen. So as you can see, the screen is pretty large. There's also models with the smaller screen, the 8-inch screen. You can use the same instructions manual for both vehicles, a 10.3 inch screen, also the 8-inch model. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we want to do is let's remove this shift knob. So grab a hold of this shift boot, press down like so, and just turn this counterclockwise. Next, let's raise the armrest. Let's remove this. Very easy. Just grab a hold of this flap and just pull it up. And we are going to remove this assembly here. Just grab a hold of this and just pull up. You can find some leverage here if you wish, like so. And then while you're pulling this out, this will also come off together. And let's remove this. Just grab a hold of this corner and just pull it towards you. All right. Just be very careful with the clip here to not pull out, but pull this way. Okay, we're going to do the same for the other side. Pull out right here and then pull this way. Okay, now that we removed that, let's remove this piece here. So just grab this and just pull it out towards you. Okay, like so. Okay, first remove the side panel, stick a panel removal tool and just pry this out. Okay, and you don't have to remove it all the way, you can just let it hang like this. Just make sure you don't close the door. And grab your hold of this corner here and just pull it out. Okay. All right, next we're gonna go onto the driver's side here. We are going to remove this panel piece up here. But to remove this, we first have to remove the clips here or pull this back out. So just place your hand here, just pull it out like so, and you can use the help of a panel removal tool to pry it out like this. And then we can remove the panel right above it. Next, let's remove the two 10mm bolts up here. Okay, and let's go ahead and remove this side. And next, we are going to remove the screen here. Just pull it out like so. And if you look back here, okay, this plastic clip is going to be inside this hole here. We already removed it prior to it. So what you want to do is use a flathead screwdriver and then pry it out from the inside. You can use both ways. All right, and once you do that, let's remove these connectors. Always press down on the release tab and pull on the connector. Never pull on the wires itself because you might dislodge them from the pins. Okay, so once all is out, let's remove this plastic trim piece here. So I'm gonna start from here. I'm going to go in this motion. Just kind of move it out and just work our way up. Okay, there it is. All right, next let's remove the climate control. Just grab a hold of this, just pull it towards you. Okay, and let's remove the connector behind it. Or connectors, there's two connectors. And once again, always press down on release tab and pull on the connector, don't pull on the cable. All right, now that we got all that removed, let's remove this center console. Okay, just hold it firmly and just pull it up. so. And then go ahead and just set this aside here for now. Grab a thick towel or sweater and you can place it right here so it doesn't hit your radio. But before we do that, let's push down on the shift release and pull it down. And also make sure while you're changing the gear, before you do so, that your e-brake is on. This car, I believe, is electric e-brake, so make sure that is turned on before you do this. Okay, next step, we're gonna remove the two 10mm bolts, and we got the other one on the same side. Once that is out, you can go ahead and pull this back out. All right, terrific. So everything is out. We are now ready to connect our harness. Okay, so here is our plug and play harness. You'll find that there's two connectors like how you see over here, and this will both connect behind the radio, and then the rest of the cables that's connected to it, we're gonna route it to this area right above the glove box. That's where we're gonna mount those two boxes. And we also have these GVIF cables. These will be connected from here, routed down to this area as well, where the two boxes are mounted. So let's start off with these thinner, smaller cables first. So we're gonna grab the female side of ours. So this is labeled GVIF in, and we're going to connect it to the factory GVIF male cable, and the other male cable from our harness or from our GVIF cable will connect to the screen. Grab these two ends, and we will route them. Push it over. You could do one cable at a time if you wish. Place your hand in here and you're going to grab it. Just note that you may scratch your hand during this process, so just be careful and wear some gloves if you would like to protect your hands. Okay, so we route these cables. Now let's connect these two connectors behind the radio, and we're going to route the rest of the cables. Okay, back here, these connectors are in the middle row, the center two in the middle row. So to access, we're going to disconnect these connectors on the upper row. And once again, always press down on the release tab and then pull it out. Okay, don't pull on the cables, all right? Okay, and then these two are the connectors that we're going to be working with. All right, so let's go ahead and connect our plug and play connector. So the female side goes to the car side, like so. Make sure you hear that click, push it in all the way. Okay, and let's grab the other female connector and make sure you press it in all the way. Make sure you hear it click. Okay, and then let's connect the other side, the male side, to the radio. And just try not to be in the way of the factory connectors, the top row connectors that we removed. So just organize it such so that you don't end up straining them. And let's connect these back, these factory connectors back. Okay, terrific. Okay, and let's go ahead and route these cables. So we have the microphone, we have the auxiliary, and we also have the main white connector that connects to our dip switch box. Routing this is going to be a little bit more tricky, and we are going to route the cables all separately, one at a time. And also we're going to be routing this power cable as well. Loop it around from the back and then bring it this way here. Let me show you a trick. Let's show the trick. All right, guys, so let me show you a little trick here. So once you get one cable routed, you could go ahead and push it all the way back here. Make sure you could still grab it. And the other cables that you want to route, you can go ahead and grab the top edge and just tape it here, like so, like this. And then just pull it this way. Everything else is routed the same way the other cable is. And it works very easily. Okay, terrific. So we got all these cables that we want here. So let's go ahead and put the radio back. We're going to put the climate control back and the screen back. And then let me show you how all this is connected. Okay, just gonna let that radio sit there for now. Let me place the center console back. All right, now let's get back here and let's connect our two boxes. The dip switch is already gonna be configured for you, so you do not have to mess with it, but just in case you knock it off, It's gonna be written on the label on the bottom. And for this car, it's gonna be the 147, and this is for the larger 10.3 inch screen. If you have the smaller 8 inch screen, it's gonna be a different dip switch configuration. So let's first connect our GVIF in and GVIF out. So the one that's labeled GVIF in is going to connect to the outside edge, and the cable that's labeled GVIF out is going to be plugged into the inside like so. Let's connect this here like so, and then the last connection we have is our HDMI cable like this. All right, so let me just leave this aside. This is our CarPlay Android Auto module. This is NV17W, and let's first connect the power cable. Microphone, mic in. It's going to connect to mic in. And the cable that is labeled aux out is going to connect to line out. Do not connect to external speaker. This is only for mono out. So make sure you connect to the outside edge. This is line out. USB extension cable here, which will be routed to the glove box. And then we also have our HDMI here. We have this antenna. This antenna could be mounted anywhere on a flat surface. Just make sure it's mounted away from these two boxes and also away from the radio. An ideal location will be under the airbag on the driver's side, or you can also just mount it behind this panel here too. You can just but remove the adhesive and just tape it onto the back side of this. All right, and then the cable will have to be routed to the top here. You can go from down here behind the radio and loop it back up. All right, so now that everything is connected, let me do a quick test to make sure there's no issues. And then we'll mount this in here. We'll route the antenna cable and we'll route the USB cable down here to the glove box. And to route it to the glove box, very easy. If you look back here, like you can see my hands, it just comes right over. And all this will be neatly organized and mounted back here. All right, guys, we went ahead and put everything back to its place, and let me explain to you where everything was mounted. So our two boxes are mounted behind here. There's a big cavity behind it. There's plenty of space. Use some foam tape that's included with the kit so that it doesn't rattle, and you can nicely organize all the cabling and the wires. We're using some zip ties and some electric tape. And we routed USB extension cable down here. We're gonna leave it here if you wanna use it. It's for wired CarPlay, or if you wanna charge your phone, it charges is at 2.1 amp. Antenna, we went ahead and mounted behind here and routed the cable all the way up and connected to our NV17W. All right, let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit and show you how it works. All right, guys, so we just finished installing our CarPlay Android Auto kit for this 2018 to 2021 Lexus NX with the larger 10.3 inch screen. So now let me show you how it works. So let's go ahead and turn on the car. Even after you install our kit, all your factory functions are retained. You do not lose any factory functions. Okay, and before we go into our CarPlay mode, you want to make sure you're in Bluetooth mode. Press your media just to confirm that you're on Bluetooth, and it looks like we are right now. It's playing the YouTube music from our phone. Our volume's down a bit so you don't really hear it. So I'm going to keep it down for now. And to go into the CarPlay mode, you're going to press and hold the map button, and it'll switch your screen over to this 3 icon screen. Once you have this 3 icon screen, you're going to go to Settings, go to General, then CarPlay, and then wait a moment. See it down here. It says NV17W. It's gonna come out under other cars. Go ahead and pair it, allow it. Okay, and then let's go ahead and allow. As you can see, it's already showing in the screen. We're using wireless CarPlay, and after you do this, you could go ahead and just lock your phone. And while you're on this screen, you can use this touchpad here. You'll find this purple cursor. You push down to make your selections. The back button works as a back button. Press music, let's play some music. Okay, and then this track forward, track back continues to work. This track and up also works as well. And the volume up and volume down also works. And also this phone pickup and hang up will work as well. Let me show you how it works. Okay, there's our phone pickup and then our hang up. And if you want to summon Siri, you can press menu. What's the weather? Okay, the Siri volume is a little quiet, so let's adjust that. And to adjust the Siri volume, you're gonna go to your phone settings. We're gonna go back to settings here. Going to sound and haptics. Make sure this is turned on, change with buttons, and press and hold the right Siri summon button. And right when you see Siri come up, go ahead and just...
I wasn't able to find button in your Apple Music library. Search on Apple Music or ask for it on a different app.
Okay, go ahead and increase the Siri volume, and we're going to compare it to the music volume. What's the weather?
It's currently
okay, there it is. And if you want to move to the next page, you can push down on the touchpad and then just swipe, push down and swipe. Okay, and if you want to use the map screen, you can also press your finger down and drag around to see what's around you. And if you want to go back to the factory Lexus native screen, you can do so by pressing the map button like so. And if you want to go back to the CarPlay screen, press and hold the map button again. And now that I showed you how our Apple phone works with CarPlay, let me now show you how the Android works. So to disconnect, we're going to just turn off our Wi-Fi and Bluetooth from the menu. Do not use a shortcut, because if you use a shortcut, it doesn't turn it off all the way. Once both of those are disconnected, let's connect our new phone. And you want to first make sure that your new phone is connected to the car's Bluetooth, or else the audio is going to come out of the phone. Let's go to menu, let's go to setup. Let's go to phone, let's add a phone. Okay, on your Android, go to your settings, go to connections, go to your Bluetooth, turn on your Bluetooth. You should also turn on your Wi-Fi. And let's wait until it shows up. It's showing up on the Lexus screen, RX S23 Ultra. Let's select that and go ahead and pair from the phone. All right, looks like it's connected. And now let's press and hold the map button again to switch it over to this 3 icon screen. Back at the Android screen, let's check out the Bluetooth settings one more time. And we're going to connect to the MV17W once more. All right, there it is. Here's your Android Auto. It's working wirelessly. You can also use wire connected to the USB extension cable that we routed to the glove box. And same concept, push down on the screen. You can swipe around. There's our music playing. Google Assistant. What's the weather?
Right now in Fullerton, it's 72 degrees and mostly cloudy. Today, it'll be partly cloudy with a...
Okay, and let's try making a phone call. Okay, there's our phone call. You can use the steering wheel control to pick up, and you can hang up here as well. Okay, on top of this, let me go ahead and show you how fast the device connects to wireless CarPlay or Android Auto, depending on what phone you have. So I'm gonna turn off the car and turn it back on. Let's give it a few seconds for the phone to disconnect from the car and our system completely. Just wait a few seconds. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Okay, there it is. It connects very, very fast. All right, guys, well, that concludes our installation demonstration of our S-Connect CarPlay Android Auto retrofit kit for this 2018 to 2021 Lexus NX with the larger screen and also with the smaller 8-inch screen as well. If you have any questions, you can email us at info@beatsonikusa.com. And if you haven't yet, help us by liking and subscribing to our channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Find the matching connector. Always hear that click. It's very important you hear that clicking sound. That confirms that the connector has connected correctly. If you don't hear that clicking noise, that means you have to press down on the connector a bit more.